Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Tuesday, August 5th, 2014. Okay, nothing to cover from yesterday, just two little gold stars for today for scheduled market-affecting news events or announcements. We'll jump right over and take a look at what's going on across the two ponds. First of all, to the west of the U.S., we can see that the Asian markets are mixed. And I would just say that they're mixed. Some up, some down. And in Europe, slightly bullish, a couple of bearish exchanges or indexes. But that's about it. So all sort of looking kind of quiet right now, I guess you could say. All right, over here in the U.S., just a tad down at the open here right now. That could always change. Gold is up $4.40 overnight, and oil is up 13 cents overnight, but still nice and low, I guess you could say. Not as low as I'd like to see it, but pretty low anyway. All right, yesterday I opened a trade on BIDU, and we'll look at that when we go through. Netflix is still waiting to, this is a negative delta trade, so I'm looking for Netflix to move down. And I'm hoping that their move is not done yet. We'll cover that when we go through the A+ list as well. I did try to get into Chipotle yesterday, and it just wouldn't execute. You know, I was, my limit order, I'm trying to think, well, let's see here. Let me see if I still have it here. No, I don't. I had a limit order in, and it just would not execute. Let's see if it's still up here. All right, here we go. Yeah, Chipotle. I had it in at $1.45. I saw it move up to $1.50. You know, and I'm thinking I should change it to $1.50, and I said no, I'll leave it at $1.45. Then it dropped down to $1.45, and then go up to $1.50, and it was just wiggling around there, but it would not execute. So let's take a look here. This was August 2, and it was 682.50, 680. All right, so that was here 682.50. And this could be a good reason why. There's only open interest is 23 on this. And that was, yeah, that was a put. Just checking to make sure that that was a put. Just not a lot of activity there. So that could be a reason why they wouldn't take my mid price that I had in there. They wanted me to give up more, and I wasn't going to. And then after that, which happened here when, well, they don't tell me when I put it in. But anyway, it was a good, it was a day order, a day limit order, and ended up being canceled by the system. So, and that's unfortunate, because I think that that also would have been a good trade. I like to be in on trades, but I don't want to like give up everything. And you know, it's just contemplated removing them from my A+ list because it wouldn't give me the price, the midpoint. Whereas when I did BIDU, bloom, immediately it executed. So if we look at BIDU for August, AUG2, and see that there's a lot more activity going on there, 10 times as much. So you get better prices, and that's just all that there is to it here. That's just plain and simple. Okay, so that's why we like to have candidates that have high open interest. Chipotle, just because it's a high flyer, is on the list. It doesn't really have a lot of open interest. I like to see more than 500, and pretty much around the money or at the money around 500, and that's what we're seeing here on BIDU. We don't see that on all these, but they're just kind of favorites. You know, I've been the rules. It's I've been known to bend the rules a little bit. All right, let's get going here. So here's the thing. I have a question for you folks. Why is it homemade coffee, right? Make it the same every night. I set it to go off the same time every morning. And I swear, every day it tastes a little different. I don't understand why that is. But today it's really excellent. Really, really excellent. All right, let's get going here. First up to bat, leadoff hitter is Apple. And we could not get MACD to confirm this move here. We have one more day left in it. So one more day on this setup on Apple. Alrighty. So we let this go for 3 days. If it doesn't give it to us today, then we take a pass on it. Amazon. Okay, Amazon had a pretty good day yesterday, so that's okay with me, because now we might be headed up here. And then we'll see if this trend holds and bends down our 50 as well. I mean, our weekly is definitely in a negative trend. I've been relying more on the this 20 period, which is an exponential. So yeah, not real sure about this, but I think that there might be a short-term play on this. I don't know that Amazon's going to continue its downtrend for sure. I'm not really positive about. This is interesting. 51 cents, 28 or 29. I'm not sure what that is. And then minus 27. Anybody pick up a Fire phone yet? Anyway, that's what we're looking for here. Enough babble. I'm babbling this morning. Okay, here's the BIDU trade, which entered on this candle here. Couldn't get, I had a really hard time getting getting a 1-to-1 risk reward on this, so I actually went a little bit overboard to the other side, and I'll show you here. We have 220 at risk, and the reward is 280. So I'm actually a little bit on the profit side on this one. So I don't really have a whole heck of a lot at risk here, so we're just letting this one ride. Not sure where we might be looking for an open this morning. 218, okay, 216, 222. So we're looking at around possible 219 for an open, which is about where we ended up here anyway. So nothing to indicate any sort of big move for us this morning. Celgene is contemplating something there. We're still in what looks like a downtrend here, at least as far as the channel is concerned. But overall, Still showing an uptrend on both the averages here. So, but I just don't feel good about doing a bullish trade on this. I just have my doubts. Let's take a look and see what we might have for a 20 delta here for next week. Well, maybe around 84. 84 is here. And just don't feel real good about that. I'd rather do something down here. So we're looking at both ends of this right now. Not sure. Yeah, just I don't know what to say about Celgene right now. It's just all over the place. Okay, Chipotle, I already talked about that one. I couldn't get my order to execute. What were we looking at? We were looking at 682.50, which would have been 682. Yeah, right around here. This was the candle that I was fighting with, and I lost. Alright, so now we have to take a pass on this. So we have green, green, uptrend, 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 everything looking really good, and I couldn't get in. These big boys kept me out. Alright, Costco, really don't have anything going here. Were they on our list yesterday? They were not on the list yesterday. Day before? 8-1, no, they were not on the list then either. I'm just going to get rid of everything here. Okay, now we have consolidation here on Costco. This probably would be a fairly decent trade here. So first off, they're going on the 20 delta list for today. Might be a tad bit late with this, but actually we didn't get our stochastic until yesterday, and the MACD has been flagging us for a couple of days. So I guess was this really a setup for a 20 delta? It's kind of weak, but we are in a consolidation phase. So what are we looking at possibly here for next week? Around 116, and that's down here, and that's probably pretty safe if you can get in with the 116 today and try to get a 5-to-1 risk reward. I used to be able to say that. So we're looking at $1 spread here and 17 cents. If it was 20 cents, it would be a nice, I would be risking 80, and the reward would be 20, so that's about a 5-to-1. This is pretty close to a 5-to-1, but you can bet that you're not going to get that when the market opens today. This is just, yeah, maybe you can get that. And no indication of any sort of gap at the open here, and with the indexes looking slightly negative this morning, maybe a bit of a reach. But regardless, they are on the 20 delta list, so we'll take a look at them today and see if we can do it. DJX, which is Dow Jones. Everybody was just like clapping yesterday. Oh yeah, the market's up, the market's up. Alright, got some company here. Let's see, I was looking at the Dow. Yeah, everybody's just really, really happy. Okay, now let's take a look at gold. And it's about time to take a look at another covered call, but I mean, I shouldn't say another covered call, but selling a call, because I have this August one that I opened on this day, and I actually really do need the price to get back up here around the 127, 128, 130, 129, somewhere around there, in order to have any sort of premium on a call. So that's the story on gold. Google. Alright, Google. They were on our list yesterday. I think they were in setup back here, and then yeah. So this is not legit anymore for anything. So now we have to wait for another cycle and some sort of indication of whether this is going to switch over and have a trend reversal and go into a true downtrend or not. So we're going to have to wait on that one. Alright, now we're over here. Take a look at LinkedIn. Still on a tear. Virtually on a tear. So they're doing well. I'm happy for them. We'll have to move this over as we wait for it to come down to earth a little bit. NDX. Remember yesterday I was, Tom Sosnoff said that he's going to go short on any sort of bounce. So here's a bounce. And I looked and I was thinking about, well, let's see. What could I do here from a bear call perspective? And I just didn't have the guts to do it. Wasn't really getting good premium to get far enough away here, but on the put side, getting a lot more, so you can get a little bit further away, but not willing to do that either. Netflix, as I mentioned, we are in on Netflix, so we did have a little bit more of a move in our direction. Got quite a ways to go, but it can do it. We have 4 more days to see if this is going to work out for us. Meanwhile, we're looking to jump in again up here. Although this hook here is, oh man, it's just right at the line. I don't know if that would make this a legitimate 50 delta here or not. Quite possibly not. So we might do a 20 delta on it. And the reason why is the red line needs to come down at least to 30, but preferably into the 20 area like the rest of these did. And this one just did not. Which could be an indicator of a trend or reversal, at least a short-term trend reversal. Okay, price line. Wow, big move yesterday on Priceline. What happened here? Mobile Eye rises. Who? I don't know who Mobile Eye is. And it's the only real thing for 8-4. Michael Kors falls. I don't know. Hang on. So the word on the street is 12. At least yesterday, the analyst said that they're expecting $12 a share earnings. Wow, Priceline is just unbelievable. And I don't know how many times I've said that, but I will continue to say it. It's just unbelievable. Okay, let's see here. Next. There's nothing going here because we tend to, well, we can comment about these kinds of moves, but we tend to just stay away from them. And you don't want to if just, buy a call or something, or, well, nobody can really afford to sell a naked put on this stuff. At least I can't. One naked put would be, it'd be like, that's $12,000. It's $120,000. So there's no way that you're going to do that. So we just sit back and watch the fireworks. Russell, messing around with a couple different things there on the Russell. Why? I told these guys to not do this, and now they're showing up again. Dang. Anyway, we are sticking to the channel here on the Russell. We're almost up to 20 Delta territory here. I still might consider one. Regardless, some sort of bear call on this thing for this week. So I'm going to put it on my list. And let's peek at what we might be able to do for this week. That's what's kind of fun about the Russell anyway. You can just do one that's just a couple days to expiration. And let's see here. We're on this side. If we went in at 11.40, we could collect 85 cents or $85. 11.40's up here. Yes, it can move up there quite quickly. But you can see if this channel holds true that there's not much of a chance that it would actually end up there. So, it's on the list. I'm going to take a look. I might have the same story with SPX. Okay, we're looking at 1955 here. That's $1.20. That's probably just a tad too rich. Let's look down here. That's 75 cents. Give us a little bit more room. 1960. That's way up here. Of course, on a bad day, it can do that. But we're looking for very rapid decay on premium and a high amount of theta. So we're looking here, the theta is $20 out of 75. So if we collect 75 and price does not move based on this particular price right here, we would make up $20 on it in just one day. In theory, this is calculated, it's not guaranteed. So that has possibilities too. So I'll be looking at that today. And Tesla, let's see here. Yeah, we have a tad bit to wait on them. And last but not least is Visa. Here's our laugh line. And we're waiting for a target up here. So that's it for today. Have a great day. Thanks for watching and happy trading.